What's going on, party people? Today we're going to talk about, I didn't even realize I hadn't talked about this fragrance because I should have. And it's one you guys have heard of. So I'm a little bit late to the party, but I know you want to hear my thoughts on it. So strap up, grab your beverage, and let's go for that ride. All right, welcome to the Scent Bubble. I am your host for the afternoon. I am so sorry. I thought, because I batch record, so I thought I had done this fragrance. In fact, I might have accidentally deleted it. I'm not sure. But the wait is over. From the house of Zaharoff, we have Justin Copeland's collab, Seamless Soul. Can we get some better turnage on that? There we go. Got to get better at my display. You know what I'm saying? Okay, what can I tell you guys about this unisex fragrance? Justin Copeland, Zed Creators 3.0 in collaboration with Zaharoff. 4.45 out of 5. Above mass appeal score, only 77 votes though. So throw that score kind of out of the window in terms of, I'm sure this is not a mass appeal fragrance. We're dealing with Justin Copeland. I await to be disproven of that, but I know his nose decently enough, been following his content for quite some time, and his style and his preferences. And though he can absolutely make something like that, there's only 77 votes. So that score, again, is an enthusiast. People who support Justin Copeland kind of, those are the people that represent that score. So we need to give it time. We need to see how many people are in. And what's crazy about this is I think Seamless Soul sold out first, if I'm not mistaken. It was Seamless Soul, then Sunkissed Island, and I don't think Ibere ever sold out, but it should have because it was a solid fragrance. So I'm surprised that Seamless Soul sold out immediately. We'll talk about that later in terms of my theory, not because I didn't think it was going to be a good fragrance, but because out of all three of them, Justin seems the most niche in terms of preference, his own personal preferences, the stuff that he likes. So I thought that him selling out first was like he has a crazy cult following and a great amount of supporters, which if that's the case, shout outs to y'all. You should be supporting the people who you say you support. But that was surprising to see that sell out first. But anyways, Seamless Soul is classified as a woody aromatic unisex fragrance launched in 2025. It's a creation and collaboration between Zaharoff, Justin Copeland, and released as part of the Zed Creator 3.0 collection. The fragrance, it's going to talk about notes here. Okay, the story only talks about notes. The perfumer is Vincent Kaczynski. Hopefully I said that correctly. And without further ado, what did they say it was classified as? Woody aromatic. Okay. So I expect this to be somewhat challenging, but I'm certain that if you want to sell a fragrance, there has to be something in the back of your mind where you want to go for versatility in a fragrance. But that's just me. Cool. I like Justin's taste. Even the fragrance Papa Lafico from Nishane, was his favorite from that brand, is my current favorite from that brand. So there's some areas where I align with his preferences, and I respect his attention to detail and his poetic voice. Like, whether I agree with somebody or not in Fragcom is irrelevant to me. I respect people who are themselves, and he doesn't hold back from his authentic voice in terms of how he has his journey and navigates his journey. And that, for that alone, he gets worlds of respect. I know I've critiqued some of his comments before, but that has nothing to do, those critiques are in front of a world of respect I have for him as an individual and as a creative on the platform. So right off the bat, I get an appley grapefruit experience. It tried to go Tigerish, Elysium-ish, but this is a cousin of. It's quite different. You won't think of this as Tiger or a clone or anything like that. quality juice in the air so far. I'm mainly looking forward to seeing how these fragrances sit down. I get a fresh, zesty, tart, crisp basket of like grapefruit, lemon, apple-ish experience up top, sitting behind a fresh, spicy, woody experience. This feels there's a fragrance from Javoy. I want to say Art de la Guerre or something. This has a very kind of classic perfumery approach with a modern timeless finish. Again, it feels quality wise a step above designer. Like it doesn't feel cheap at all. It's a quite simple, approachable, understandable composition. It reminds me of a lot of the Bentley fragrances that tend to lean towards like crisp, airy citruses, aromatics, and woods. Very gentlemanly, but in a somewhat playful, gentlemanly way due to the bright nature of the citruses. Yeah, I genuinely feel like I smell like grapefruit, lemon, green apple, woods, and probably pepper or some sort of spice like cardamom, pepper, or something like that. Let's actually look. Switch screens here. And grapefruit, green apple, pepper, cardamom, lemon. So I get that opening to a T, honestly. And then a cedary balsam fir heart. I definitely get a lot of that. It's a clean, dry, woody green experience in the mid. You know, I don't get a lot of that vanilla tonka bean amberwood. I mostly get this mossy, dry vetiver, heavy musk in the base. And so this is a very bright, modern, timeless, gentlemanly, everyday Four Seasons wear. It's a upscale casual. It's somewhat classical, feels somewhat fougere-ish, but with a kind of Dolce & Gabbana light blue Elysium kind of sparkle to the top. So that part is what kind of counterbalances the old green aromatic fougere with like the modern citric aquatic style stuff. So this for most people will be very familiar, but it'll have a little bit of manliness under it that would kind of push you towards 25 and up to me. Four Seasons, obviously spring, summer leaning, but I think there's enough girth here to still ramp up the sprays and survive the cold. I like it. It's nature-esque, it's modern, it's bright, it's invigorating, it's slight entry-level challenging. It is good. I respect this. The balance on this is absolutely beautiful. It is going to remind you of a lot of Bentley-style fragrances, some Javoy fragrances, things like that. It does say it's long-lasting, but not a lot of sillage. I imagine this is more of a scent bubble experience, probably like 2 feet max of projection. Maybe in the first hour you might get 3. But I imagine this could at least go 6 hours, but I think you will have to heavy spray this because it is crisp and airy. It feels very like almost middleweight, light middleweight type of weight to it. And yeah, greenly, I think greenly it's close, but this is more woody, mossy than greenly. I think greenly for my nose felt very apple-ish, like sparkling green apples. This has more base to it. Did the Javoy fragrance pop up here? No. Interesting. It's interesting they compared it to Penis Noir. That might be a great alternative for you guys. Or like a Greenlee clone. But I do think the woody, mossy, cedarish aspect to this fragrance gives it a backbone that none of these fragrances will have. And I think it needs that because otherwise it just kind of comes off like a Bentley fragrance or like a Dolce & Gabbana light blue type of experience or a Versace Pour Homme. It does get quite light on the test strip, so you're definitely going to want to wear this on the on skin. I'm going to spray it one more time. Yeah, this is dumb reach, but it's dumb reach with some class. let me go ahead and zoom out and give you guys some usual suspects for this. I think overall score-wise, I'm landing kind of in the 8 category. Let me make sure I have the things I need to walk through. So seasons, 4 seasons, leans spring, summer, but I think it is 4 seasons, daytime fragrance. Occasions, I mean, this is a casual, upscale, casual, work, office-friendly scent. I do think it has the bells and whistles to feel a little bit more complete than your average citric or average dry woody fragrances. It's just a step up from that. It does have the Zaharoff finish to it that it's known for in terms of quality. Age, I'm going 25 and up. For my 20-year-olds, though, with this isn't going to blow you away, but it will be a staple fragrance that you're fine pulling out all the time. If you just don't want to think and you want to smell slightly mature, classy, bright, fun, zesty. Performance, I think it's 6 hours minimum, but for me, I'm heavy spraying on this. I'm going 10 sprays minimum. 10 sprays minimum. I think you'll probably get about 30 to 40 minutes per spray on this type of scent. So I'm going 10 sprays, letting it really sit down. I like it. It's almost like an Elysium alternative. You know, Elysium kind of leaned more on the amber citrus vetiverness, and this kind of leans on the vetiver mossy cedar backbone. So it's a little bit less citric, but it does have quite a sparkling citric top. It just feels woodier than Elysium. But if you like Elysium, this would be a great alternative. The price point on this, I think, is what, $155? Let's check. I know people are scalping the heck out of this. I don't even know if it's available. Let's see if on the Zaharoff site it's even available. It's available in 60 ml, 2-ounce concentration for $155. It is sold out. So people are going to be scalping this to all heck. It's probably going to be $200 north of that. So it's going to be hard to get your guys' hands on this. But a couple of alternatives that I would immediately recommend is Elysium. And I think you can get Elysium on olfactory for $155 right now. The tester goes for $140 for 100 mil. I think that's a great price. I've seen Elysium go down to $120. And another fragrance from Javoy that I think this closely resembles is, I'm actually looking for it right now. It is called L'Art de la Guerre, which is 100 mil concentration on olfactory going for $130. And the tester goes for $115, which I think is a spectacular price. If you're into this, I think those are very valid alternatives. Elysium leaning more on the sparkling soda citrus nature of the fragrance. L'Art de la Guerre leans on the kind of fir green, dry woody experience, which is closer to Seamless Soul. Seamless Soul kind of sits in the middle of those two fragrances. So those are valid alternatives under $150, closer to the $100 price point. Is there anything I left out? I don't think this is unisex. It's quite woody, so I think it leans dominantly masculine by about 30%. A 30% lean into masculine. And yeah, I give it a solid 8. Maybe even like an 8.5. I mean, it's up there. This is my kind of jam. It's perfect for my age group. So for my age group, I would push it towards a 9, but I'm sitting at highest like an 8.5, but I do whole numbers. I'm going to round down because I don't quite think it has like wow factor. It is a bit traditional. So for me, it's well above average, but not creeping into like mass appeal territory or like this is a fragrance for a certain type of gentleman, but it's an everyday wear. So for versatility reasons is why I push it up. Yeah, this was Seamless Soul from the Zed Creators 3. I can see why it sold out for the cult following. I'd love to see more reviews show up on Fragrantica just so we can get a more balanced review. But if you need something even cheaper than those alternatives I gave you, just about anything from Bentley would give you close to this experience, like Bentley Black Edition, Infinite Rush, shoot, even Momentum Unlimited and things like that would give you a close experience to this. Yeah. Make sure you guys check this out. Get your nose on it. Try before you buy. Unfortunately, it is sold out. So I'm sure the cheapest way to get into this fragrance is to sample it. And if you do like that profile, my alternatives would work absolutely perfect. I think that Javoy fragrance is a knockout of this with a little bit more intensity on the amber and vibrance of the fragrance overall. So with that being said, like, comment, subscribe. More importantly, turn on that notification bell. Join the Discord. We're almost full. It'll be in the description below. And let me know if you've put your nose on this fragrance and if you have any other alternatives for folks out there. I appreciate you guys so much. I hope you have a blessed rest of your week. And until next time, peace.